Hey, what's going on, Solar family? It's James here. Hopefully you're doing amazing. And in this video, I want to share with you the most important fundamental metrics that you need to understand when you're getting into solar. But before I get into it, make sure that you literally have a pen and a pad. And I can't stress this enough that you really take this to heart and understand these metrics so you don't spin your wheels every single month, every single year in this industry. But before I get started, if you haven't booked your solar strategy call yet, especially if you want to get in solar, or maybe you already are in solar and you want to learn how to sell solar virtually, or maybe you're a roofing or HVAC contractor that wants to add solar in your book of business, make sure you book your free solar strategy call. It's gonna be a pop-up right above this video. So I'm gonna dive right into it. So again, before I get started, if you don't have a pen and a pad yet, go ahead and pause this video, grab a pen and a pad, and take as much notes as you can. Because again, this is just not a solar metric. This is literally a life metrics that you need to understand to really grow your solar business, okay? So what I call it is the KIA formula, right? So KIA formula. And this is an abbreviation, meaning that this is basically a line graph, right? It's a metric, right? So the K represents knowledge. Write the stuff down, okay? Hopefully you guys can see it. K represents knowledge. A represents action. And I represents income. And these lines here is a grading system, meaning that at the top up here of this line in knowledge is basically you learn all the knowledge to be successful in solar, okay? And obviously way down here is you don't have much knowledge in solar. And it goes hand in hand with these lines here as well, right? High action, high income way at the top. At the bottom, low action, low income. And I really need you to take this to heart. And until you really understand and take this to heart and you implement it in your life, you're going to spin your wheels, because I did. I spun my wheels so much because first and foremost, I didn't see the value of mentorship. I didn't see the value of taking online courses years ago. I had an ego. I'm like, you know what? I don't need anybody's training. I got this. I know it. I'm a closer. And unfortunately, that was the worst thing, or even the worst mindset that anybody can ever have, is thinking that you're gonna reach the pinnacle of your career by yourself. It's not gonna happen, okay? It's not gonna happen. There's gonna be a certain level, okay, that you're gonna take it by yourself. And then from there to take it to the next level, it's gonna require you to learn more things. And this is probably nothing new to you. This is probably a refresher. And if you're completely new to this concept, then really grasp this concept to heart. Because I don't want you to spin your wheels every single year in the solar industry because you didn't understand the metrics I'm going to show you, okay? And it's simple metrics, but very, very powerful, okay? Very powerful. So again, the top up here of this line is basically the top of the knowledge, the top of your action, the top of your income. So I'm going to make a couple dashes lines here that represent your income. Right down here, let's say it's 50K, right? 100K, 200K. And as you can see, as I'm ascending up, you're making more and more money. 300K. And just really quick, because I am gonna be talking about finances, this is just demonstrational purposes only, okay? I'm not saying you're gonna make this kind of money You may make nothing in the solar industry. You may make a whole lot more than I talk about in my videos. But again, I don't want to mislead you. This is literally demonstrational purposes only. Just want to make that clear. Because I get a lot of folks in my videos are like, oh, I make more than that, right? Great, right? This is just demonstrational purposes only. So 500K, 600K, 700K, hopefully I have enough room. 800K, okay? And say this is $1 million. Way at the top is $1 million. $1 million, okay? So I wanna break down these lines to you so you can really understand how this works. Because it doesn't matter if you're in solar or any other field, this applies to you. That's why it's really important, first and foremost, to learn, okay? Learn from other people. Because the more knowledge you know, the more your income is gonna grow. But I am going to fix that statement here in a second, okay? So write this down. The more knowledge I know, the more my income will grow. But there's a but to that. And I'll show you what that but is, okay? And that but is maybe the thing that's holding you back to reaching your financial goal, okay? The more knowledge you know, the more your income will grow, but, okay? Write that down. If you need to pause this video, pause it, because again, this is probably going to be the most important metrics that you need to understand to change your financial future, and it doesn't have to be solar. But obviously, I'm going to tie it back to solar, okay? So, knowing that, the more knowledge you know, the more your income is going to grow. Let me go over the scale here. Let's start with the knowledge scale. Let's say that you learned everything, all the strategies, all the automation, you got a personal brand, you have amazing installers, you know the process in and out, you know how to design systems, you know how to talk about product knowledge, you know everything to grow your business and to close deals in solar, okay? You know everything. But, this is the but. This here is gonna be the catalyst to your success, this category. Because I know a lot of people that has a lot of knowledge, but they don't take any action, okay? And your action is gonna have direct correlation. Write this down. My action has direct correlation to my income. Write that down. My action has direct correlation to my income. So knowing that you know everything, how to run your business, how to close deals, all the software in the world, every single product knowledge that you can think of in solar, but your action taking skills are in this level, right? That means that your income, knowing that your action has direct correlation with your income, that means that you have about, or making about $100,000 a year, okay? Because again, your knowledge, right, has a direct impact on the action that you take. And your action that you take has a direct impact on how much money that you're making. There's no way around it, okay? There's literally no way around this. And the faster you realize this, the faster you are going to change your financial future, okay? So let's show you another example. Say, for example, that you have this much amount of knowledge, right? That much. You're like maybe, almost halfway as far as knowing everything in solar, right? You know a lot of information, and you also take massive action based on that information. And knowing that the amount of knowledge that I implement has a direct correlation with my income, now you're making, for example, $300,000. Can you see this? Even if you knew everything in the world about solar, but you did not take any action, you're making less than a person that does not know everything about solar, but it takes massive action. Okay, do me a favor, write down in your notes right now, I'm going to take massive action. Okay, you need to understand this. This is what you need to understand. Obviously, you can plug in all the numbers here as much as you want, but I really want to show you this because this is what's going to change your financial future once you understand and implement the metrics. That's why I said understand and implement. Okay? Once you understand that, hey, I know everything about solar. I'm way up here in knowledge, but my action taking skills is down here. See this? And my income has direct correlation with the action I take with the knowledge. I'm making $100,000, which is still great income. But what I really want you to understand is this person here knows half the knowledge of this person up here that knows everything, but takes massive action and implements what he knows and learns, or she learns, and guess what? They're making more. Because the knowledge that you know and the action that you put in place based on that knowledge has a direct correlation how much money you are going to make. Okay? This right here, this graph right here will change your financial destiny. Okay? Because there's so many people going to conferences, taking courses, joining, coaching programs. And they are learning strategies, but they lack on taking action and implementing those strategies. Versus the folks that still take courses and they implement the things that they're learning from their coaches and the courses. Because as you can see down here, right? Down here, before I end this training, right down here, this is where I was at, right? This here, down here, right? And this level of knowledge is ego, right? Ego. Ego thinks they know it all. Ego thinks they know it all. But because the knowledge they know is here and their implementation is even down here, now they're making that much amount of income. Way down here in the pay scale, okay? So if you have that because you're a closer and you've been selling stuff since you were 6 years old and you were selling lemonade since you were 6 years old and now you're smashing it as a car salesman, that's awesome. But you have to understand that car sales, real estate sales, insurance sales, retail sales, it's completely different than solar, okay? So you have to leave this at the door and learn the strategies, and not only learn it, implement it, and I guarantee you, the more knowledge that you know and you implement, the more your income will grow. Hopefully that made sense. So if you want to dive in deeper and you want to get in solar, or maybe you already are in solar and you want to learn how to sell solar virtually, or maybe you're a roofing HVAC contractor that wants to add solar in your book of business, make sure to book your free solar strategy call. It's going to be a pop-up right above this video. Other than that, have an amazing day. Goodbye for now. Peace.